everyone, welcome to another episode of On the Bench with Pete. Today we're going to be painting Space Marines and we're going to be doing Blood Angels essentially. So grab yourselves a brush, get yourself a cuppa, get ready, paint along with me and let's rid the world of unpainted miniatures. So there they are. They've already been part assembled and primed. So we've got the legs, the torso and the backpack on some of them, but that's because, well, I decided to do some with and some without. Anyway, so we're going to be using Mephiston Red for our base colour. Got my wet palette ready. I'm going to be doing that. So let's crack on. So here we are. I'm going to try this sort of camera angle. Just going to grab some of my base colour. Just have a quick go here. Seems to be okay. Alright, so I may change camera angles during this. I may not. We'll just have to see. I'll sort of move my wet palette over to here. Make it easier. Alright, so I'll try and obviously get most areas in the Mephiston Red, but I'm going to try and leave the areas I know are definitely not going to be Mephiston Red, if I can. Might be easier said than done. So anyway, on the bench, yeah. And I love doing this series because I can actually see a visible progress on my models now. And granted, these are some models I found a sprue, and plus some bits from my bits box. So these are kind of cobbled together Marines, if you will. So I've had to sort of use non-standard 30mm bases for them. One of them is actually on a wooden base, and two of them are on the old bases. So I'm just going to keep those. Keep those for nostalgia. Be looking back on them in years, going, "Oh, do you remember when they're on these bases?" People will go and go. So there you go. I go, wow. That's what I reckon, anyway. I don't. That's one thing about historical wargaming that I haven't found yet. You seem to be able to use whatever bases you want with those, which is cool. You know, I think that's really good. So a lot of this I'm not doing for speed painting. I'm doing it for relaxation. Just let the brush do the work. It's going to need more than one coat, which is fine. So we've got a wet palette for. I've actually ordered some more Mephiston Red, because you should never be down to just one part of that stuff. And it's very handy. It's such a nice red. I love the colour. I think it's a really nice colour. You know, I like to paint the bits. I have two preferences. Of the like behind the knees, those bits behind the knee on a Space Marine. So I can get you. I don't know if you'll, yeah. These sort of bits here. I either like to paint them lead belcher or like black grey. Now some people will say, "Oh, lead belcher is not realistic. You know, why would you paint that?" And I'm like, well, dude, it's a game. There's nothing realistic about it. It's fantasy, you know. It's let the imagination run riot, you know, that's what it is. Yeah, right, you have to have some elements of realism in it, but I really don't think that's one that you need. You know, paint the dudes however you want. I know some people paint their blood angels white or pink, don't they? Or whatever, you know, whatever, guys. Whatever is your preference. But I'm sadly lacking on the blood angel infantry, I have to say. I'm using a Army Painter Hobby Standard brush today to do this. Not the quickest way, and I know that. But like I say, this is therapy. Now, as you know, those of you that follow my channel, I've got a Hordes army, a Legion of Everblight. I haven't played yet, but I got my first game booked. Right, sorry, excuse the dog's barking there. That's one thing about filming in your home. You can guarantee the dogs will go off on something. So what was I saying? Yeah, Legion of Everblight. And I got my first game booked for the 31st of this month. So I can try and get some of the rules down before then. And take it from there, really. I'm super looking forward to that. Immensely. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Yeah, I absolutely can't wait for that. I was actually going to do Dark Angels on the bench, but I ended up doing Blood Angels instead. Because I thought, well, if I don't, you can just tell. You know, sometimes you can tell. You just know that they'll never get done. If you don't do them now, they'll never get done, and that's the problem with a lot of my stuff. Is I kind of tend to put it on the back burner too much, too often. Oh, excuse me. Cool. I've just actually been out to cash for clothes. I don't know if you know that. Just got rid of a load of old clothes bagged up that was, you know, things that don't fit no more and things like that. It's got to be in wearable condition, obviously, for obvious reasons. And they give you 50p a kilo, and it's just over 13 kilos, so £6.50. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I've just doing these in my shorts come the summer, so I've sold all my clothes to go and buy models with. And that's what it's come to, guys. Joke. So, yeah. Oh, this is so... I don't know how people can't like painting. It's so therapeutic. Relaxing. My favourite is doing something like this downstairs, or even here if I have the window open. You got the window open, maybe a little bit of breeze coming through, and you can hear the bird song, and get the whole atmosphere of summer come through your window. It's just great. I love it. I'll do that red as well. There we go. So nearly done the head, well, nearly done the first one, at least in his first coat. So you are going to be a blood angel. I'm kind of coming around to the idea more of painting bits separately now. I did a load of stuff. My early stuff was I just wanted to assemble them and then paint them. I'm going around to the idea of painting as I assemble now. It takes 20 times longer, but the results are just awesome. It's so much easier to paint. Now I'm going to be able to get to the fronts of all these guys, and whereas I wouldn't be able to before. it doesn't make for a very good paint job. But it was, you know, enough to get me up and going. And that's what you want to start with, isn't it? Now I can sort of sit back and relax a bit more. Concentrate on it. Although on these type of videos where you're on camera, it's very, very hard to do finicky and fine work. So you probably won't be seeing much of that on here. Just this batch painting stuff, you know, like I'm doing now. Well, the first one done. Yeah. Come back a bit. So, yeah. Right, so that's the first one down. On to the second one. I'm just going to have a sip of tea a moment. The reason I always have a cup of tea on the go is because I get a dry throat. Okay, so we're on with the second one. So something else I've been, as you know, I've got that rubber to do rivers and roads. I've decided on, I think I need to do a road rather than a river, but I want to have a go at doing rivers and ponds. So I've got river terrain that I bought Fat Franks, but I want to have a go at doing it myself. I can do different scales then as well. And when the time comes, I think what I've got is fine for 15mm or 28mm, but there'll probably come a time where I want wider rivers for the 28mm. See, I'm seeing here. So the reason I did some of them with backpacks, some of that, I wanted to see the difference in painting with or without the backpack on. No, it's not that much harder with the backpack on, but I think I could do a better standard. Or I'd be motivated to do a better standard if it wasn't on. So I think I'll probably not bother putting the others on. I've got some on, but I won't bother putting the rest of them on until I've painted up the main bodies. So I can work on the backpack. I can even airbrush the backpacks then, if I so wanted to. You know, if I wanted to do the backpacks in a slightly different colour or whatever, then I could. Yes, I could so do that. But that's what I got. I think that's going to be more of a weekend project, to be truthful. The road or the river. So I'm waiting for some stuff to do roads. I've got plenty of darker sculpting texture stuff that I do a lot of basing with my bigger models on. But I've got a lighter one on the way. I might have to amalgamate the two. See how we go from there. Right. It's a nice brush. I like these sort of ergonomically designed brushes, they're quite cool. Glad I'm using a wet palette for this, because I think the paint will just dry out long before I finish these guys else. So I'll probably get to do them one layer with you, and then by then the first ones will be dry and I'll be able to do my second layer, my second coat second coat on there. So another project I've got to do this really, is my Ronin board. Now I'm thinking, do I make it just so I could make it like that I could use it for Ronin or Hordes, sort of kind of a generic green board, and that way I can just use modular terrain. So I could do that. This probably makes more sense. Or I could do the full-blown, you know, kind of scenic board, as is standalone, but I think in the generic one would be the best way to go. And that's looking favourite at the moment. I don't know, just get some green felt, put on it or flock it. Really don't know. It's a small board, so maybe flock it. I'll get some cheaper flock for that though, you know. I think he's done for his first coat. So I'm holding up so I can look at the camera there. Yeah, I think he's done. His first coat's done. That's fine with me. Right. Let's grab another one. Okay. As you know, I got a set of 4 secret weapon gaming tiles from Salute. It's kind of like a abandoned scrapyard type thing. I may even get another one of those. But I think it'd be ideal for War Machine. So, as much as I'm dying to carry on with that, I've started painting it up. I'm not, as much as I'm dying to do that, I'm not busting my guts for it because I don't even have a War Machine army yet. And I say yet because, yes, of course, I will be getting into War Machine. If I'm getting into Hordes, then I might as well get into War Machine as well. So I might as well do that. That way I can, I don't know, just... I've heard there's similar rules, but, you know, it's a little bit of differences. That way if I learn one, I may as well learn one that's similar, hadn't I? I can interchange that. That way it's not like learning a completely different rule set. I thought I'd do one of these with the beaky helmets. Not overly fond of them, but it's good to put the odd one in here and there. So yeah. Yeah, so hopefully I found the right camera angle now, finally. And do my on the benches like this. There may come a time when I'm doing it downstairs. I kind of like my bolt action manoeuvres done down there. Not always, but a lot of the time, you know. So yeah, gaming boards are great fun to do. My favourite was the Realm of Battle board that I did. The Games Workshop Realm of Battle board. That was totally awesome. If I had the money, I'd go out and buy another one just so I could do it all again. I really would. Well, if anybody's got one they want me to do it from, I will happily do that. For some small recompense to myself. Of course. This is awesome. I just love doing this. Such a great feeling. So I'm making a video and I'm painting my models, my miniatures. My miniature pile is just reducing exponentially. So I finished my peasants up, I did that. So giving Ronin a break there at the moment. Although I've got some ninjas I'm looking forward to doing and some other things. So, one thing about the peasants is they don't have any sort of the missile type weapons like the bow and arrow type thing. Yumi is it called? Or Yuri. And I wondered, would they have it? You know, I've kind of ordered some anyway because I think, well, just in case I want one of them to have like a bow and arrow, if I play at all. I can't see anything in the rules that says they're not allowed to. And obviously they wouldn't have very good stats with it, but I don't know. You know, let me know what you guys think. With the American Civil War stuff, I'm looking forward to recreating some battles from history. That looks done with the first coat. Yeah, looking forward to recreating some battles from history, which is what I'm doing. So I'm just going to grab another cup of tea, or sip of tea rather. Oh, my throat's getting really dry. So onto the guy now that I had to put on a wooden base. Yeah. Oh, I played my first game of Zombicide the other night using the Toxic City Mall rules from the Toxic City Mall expansion set. Wow, what a different game, you know. Well, it's harder and it isn't. It's harder in so much as you've got to. I mean, you have got to shoot those toxic zombies, you know, rather than get into melee. But it forces you to be smarter, I think. Not only that, you've got the whole zombivore thing going on there. So it doesn't matter too much if you die. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think so. Certain missions will look a lot harder at the beginning, on the outset, at the start. But when you actually get down to it, a lot of the time, I think they're going to be easier. That's just my initial thoughts on it. I was using the dog companions as well, although we decided not to start with them, but to have them like as findable items, and we didn't actually manage to find any. So although we played with them, we didn't. If that makes any sense. So they were there, but we didn't get to use them. You know, which is a shame because I really wanted to, but I thought we had enough going on without adding that into the mix. You know, at the beginnings of the game, I just wanted to get to grips. Still getting to grips with the standard game from season 1. To be truthful, but so next time I'll be painting Prison Outbreak. So I'm sorry you can't see what I'm doing here. Well, not that you need to really. It's just paint along, isn't it? Paint along. Listen to an old fart like me ramble on in the background. And have fun. It's a funny backpack, yes. I don't know if this is Horus Heresy stuff or what, but like pre-heresy backpacks. I don't know if this is 30. Is this a 30k backpack? Or I don't know. I don't care, to be truthful. I just want to get him painted up. Part of me army. Because I can play 40k. It's just setting it up. That's why I'm looking forward to having a permanent sort of base of operations, if you will. So I can have a couple of tables set up permanently. Yeah, that's my goal. Have 2 tables, you know, at least. Maybe more, you know, but I'd be happy with 2. So one for the... Really, what I want is one for big battles, one for skirmish type stuff. So maybe a few tables that you can put together to make, you know, either one or two big tables, one big table, one small table. You know, I might have to talk to my brother-in-law. He's a carpenter. He might be able to work something out there. Once I get the plans sort of approved, then I'll have to start looking at builders and things, quotes, whatnot. See if there's anything I can do myself. Just looking to see if I've missed anything. I think I missed a spot there. There we are. Yeah, not overly concerned at this stage because these guys are going to have another coat anyway, at least one more coat, possibly two. So now look, we're on to the small bases. They're funny when they're alongside the big ones now. Love this Mephiston red. It's just great colour. Cracking colour. I'm sorry I don't really have anything kind of pre-planned. I just wanted to get another on the bench video out there. Oh, you may have seen my new painting rack, which, you know, arrived last week. I think it was last week. Because my paints were just scattered all about my desk. Because my other racks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and my other 8 racks were full of paints, and I still have more taking up valuable space in front of me in my workspace, and it was just too cluttered, and I couldn't work, and it just felt horrible. Although I've still got more paints out of the racks. I could do another couple of racks really. Although I've still got paints out of the racks, it's so much tidier now. If you don't have a rack, guys, get yourself one. Get one of those laser cut ones. They're brilliant. You know, they're so easy to assemble. Piece of cake. It makes all the difference. It really does. And there's nothing better to motivate you to start painting again if you're having a bit of a break or whatever than a clean, tidy workspace. When it's all cluttered and messy, it's off-putting. I think it's off-putting. Though it doesn't stop me, I think it would be off-putting. So keep your workspaces clean. There's my tip for painting burnout, if you indeed you suffer with that. Thankfully I don't. But I know some of you do. Started putting these guys together a long time ago. Like I say, they were cobbled together from spares from my bits box. When I first got into the hobby, I went on eBay initially and I bought someone's bits box basically. So it was just a load of spares. And although I've sorted it out after a fashion, I've not really sat down and gone through it, so I've not really done a lot in the way of converting. I have done the odd conversion, but when I look at other people's conversions, I think, I wish I could do that. Right, my phone has just gone off, so I'm just going to stop quickly just to make sure there's nothing, no emergency, so I'll be right back. Alright, back. I just finished up the last Marine first. That's alright, no emergency. So we're on to this one now. So I think I was talking about keeping your workspace tidy and how it makes all the difference, and it really does, guys. I know you don't. Sometimes you want to get your modelling and your painting done. I think that's what I'm going to do today because I've got some free time. But trust me, if your workspace is untidy, it is so worth spending that time to tidy up, because although it's taking time out of your painting time, next time you come sit down to do it, you'll be so thankful that you did, and it will boost your motivation to want to do this. It really will. So I'm wondering how long it will take me to get onto some more of my. I mean, I've started some of my salute loot, as it were, in the form of my Circle Oberos, that Warlock guy. But missing my 40k. Gotta say. And here's something I don't understand. War Machine and Hordes is supposedly 30mm tabletop game. Warhammer and Warhammer 40k is supposedly 28mm, and yet the models of Warhammer don't look any smaller than the Hordes ones, for the most part. Oh, it's only 2mm, but yeah, they look pretty much the same to me. Quite like the bases of Hordes and War Machine. I'm supposing that's more designed with tournaments in mind. I've seen them paint like front and back and like the 4 directions on the bottoms of their bases, so I'm guessing that's to try and be more accurate with all that kind of stuff. Not that I'm a great painter now. I don't view myself as a great painter, but you know, I do pretty good for what I want now. You know, so, but I do wish I could go back and start my beginning models again with the ability I have now, because back then I was, well, not very good at all. I suppose everybody wishes that though, don't they? But it's like the whole my whole wanting to get into the American Civil War with regards to wargaming. Now I think that I've been giving it some thought, and I'm thinking 15mm will probably be the best scale to use for that. But I've got to say, I'm approaching the idea of painting 15mm scale models with trepidation. I really am. Because I mean, you got these 28 and 30mm models, and I find them quite easy to paint. You know, to paint and highlight and shade and whatnot. Then you get 6mm ones, which I haven't painted, and initially I thought, cool, that would be hard. But then watching Ringo Simpkins' video about how he paints his, he basically just blobs the paint on. You don't need to be super accurate with detail when it's that scale, and he's right. So it's actually quite easy to paint those. A bit hard on the eyes, but so it's actually quite easy to paint those. But 15mm somewhere in the middle, probably the hardest of both worlds. So like I say, trepidation on that one. Another one. My Blood Angel army will be boosted quite a lot with these guys. So the second to last one. I'll finish these up and then we'll call it there, I think, because well, if you haven't given up on me already, I'll be just running out of things to say, you know. So I do want to do another convention sometime. Technically I've done 2 this year now. So that was kind of my goal anyway. So I have kind of reached my goal in terms of that. So my goal next year is to enter a tournament. Of some description. I don't know what game that will be. Warhammer, War Machine, Hordes, I don't know. But I would like to try historical. Yeah. I'm not sure people appreciate my tactics when it comes to historical wargaming, because I'm forever with people that obviously had a lot of experience with historical wargaming, and I came along with a kind of, I don't know, naive in many ways aspect or viewpoint of how I want my tactics to go, and I make certain decisions which often result in the comment, "Oh, I wouldn't have done it like that." But sometimes those decisions pay off, and yeah, I suppose I am a little reckless when it comes to that kind of thing, because I like to try new things. They say, "Oh, you won't win if you do that," but then you learn more by failing than you do by succeeding in this life. So the more I lose, the more I learn. It's the way I look at it. Because then I'll look at it and say, "Well, why did I lose?" Yeah. Although, to be fair, I haven't lost that many games. Overall, in the grand scheme of things. Alright, I haven't played that many games in the grand scheme of things, but you know what I'm saying. Ratio win to draw to lose, I haven't lost that many. I don't think. So, yeah, you know. There we are. Nearly done his first coat. Nothing intricate here, just basing him up. Mephiston Red. Do love Mephiston Red. Where has he gone? There. It's on low res at the moment anyway, so don't expect to see loads and loads of detail. Oh, I always film these in low res. Right, last one, chappies. This guy's got one of those helmets with the. He's got like a camera on his helmet. There, you see it? Something. Whatever that is. Whatever the heck that is. Camera, I'm guessing. Yes, camera for someone back at headquarters to view from the safety of their control room. Bit like in the film Aliens. They had those, didn't they? The Space Marines. Yeah, so they were kind of like Space Marines, but obviously they're just humans, like normal humans. Whereas obviously Space Marines are enhanced in many ways. Oh, I love this red. It's a cracking red. So this is the last one, guys. So once I've done this one, I'll be finishing up. And then what I'll be doing is a second coat on them all. What I'll be doing. But you don't want to see me do that again. Well, heck, you don't want to see me do this. You just listen to me, can't you? So yeah, I hope it's been okay for you. Like I say, I was originally going to do Dark Angels today, but I want to do more of kind of updates on those to help me motivate to do them, because for some reason I'm finding it difficult to do them. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like doing them, because I do. It's more a case of I don't know how to do. Not I don't know how to do it, but I don't know which option to choose for them, because I don't know. I'm guessing they mean quite a bit to me. These guys. Not that these Blood Angels don't, but these are just generic Space Marines I found. Right, there he is. That's him done. I'm going to call it here. And yeah, hope you got stuff done. So I'm just going to wash my brush out. There we are. Do that better later. So yeah, thanks for painting along with me. Like I say, hope you got stuff done. Just have my last sip of tea before it goes completely cold. So wet palette, I shall be putting the lid on that after I've done the second coat. And yeah, like I say, I love doing these on the bench videos. There may come a time where I'll select certain models and I'll get you guys to choose which ones we'll work on together. I don't know if that'd be of any interest to you. Oh, there we go, yawning again. Oh. Right, like I say, thanks for joining me. I've washed out my brush a little bit just so it doesn't dry out. But remember, all brushes lead to war. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.